Patrick Mahomes will be the NFL's first billionaire.
Here comes the money.
Here's why. Starting with his whopping $503 million contract over 10 years, the Kansas City Chiefs obviously pay Mahomes very well. That's $50 million a year, $137,000 a day, $5,000 an hour, and $96 a minute. And being one of the best and most polarizing athletes on the planet, obviously companies are lining up to endorse him. His endorsements include over $22 million a year from companies like Adidas, Nestle, Oakley, Panini, Bose, DirecTV, and more. And you might not believe me when I say this, but those aforementioned investments aren't even his most impressive. Here are Patrick Mahomes' 4 best investments. Starting at number 4, the Kansas City Royals. Yes, that's right. Patrick Mahomes bought a $10 million stake in the Kansas City baseball team. And like any other sports team, their valuation continues to skyrocket as time progresses. In 2005, the Royals were worth $187 million. 5 years later in 2010, $341 million. 5 years later in 2015, $700 million. 5 years later in 2020, $1.02 billion. Mahomes literally went from an MLB prospect to an MLB owner in only 6 years. Number 3, Sporting Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes also bought a stake in Sporting Kansas City, KC's MLS team. MLS franchise valuations are on the rise. In 2018, Sporting KC was worth $240 million. In 2019, $313 million, and in 2020, $540 million. This figure is going to continue to trend upward. Number 2, Hyper Ice. This one you probably haven't heard of. Basically, it's a massage gun for athletes. Hyper Ice is a maker of performance recovery products and has 20x'd its revenue from $10 million to $200 million in just 3 years. It recently landed a deal with the NFL and is inching closer to a $1 billion valuation. Mahomes is an investor and Hyper Ice brand ambassador. Another company you might not be familiar with is Whoop. Whoop is an American wearable technology company that specializes in personal digital fitness and health coaching. Basically, it's a wearable sports performance tool that monitors your recovery, sleep, training, and health with personalized recommendations and coaching feedback. In 2020, Mahomes invested in Whoop when it was valued at $1.2 billion. Today, it's 3x and is sitting at $3.6 billion and rising. Also, Mahomes owns 30 Whataburgers. Yes, the burger franchise Whataburger, Mahomes is an owner of 30 of them. He also wants to bring an NBA team to Kansas City one day. With all those investments I just mentioned, don't be surprised if Patrick Mahomes is the NFL's first billionaire in a matter of years.